Success is defined in the dictionary as fulfillment of a goal or purpose. But what exactly does that mean? How would you measure success, and how do you accomplish that? There are numerous ways to evaluate success in life. You can succeed in your career, personal life, relationships, or physical well-being. Even if there is no set of guidelines that would ensure your success in any endeavor, there are a few fundamental concepts that can assist you to increase your chances of achievement. In this video, we'll be sharing some of our greatest advice and strategies on how you can win in life. Before we jump on those strategies, don't forget to drop this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Now, let's get right on it. First on our list of winning strategies is to know where you are going. Imagine you are competing in a race that you don't know where the finish line is. If that were the case, how likely is it that you would win? You wouldn't. To win, you need a specific goal because you need to know where you're going in the right way and where the finish line is, and develop the ability to work towards something rather than just doing nothing. According to psychology professor Leslie Riopo, goal setting can assist in the establishment of new habits, helps guide your focus, and maintain momentum in one's life. Setting and working towards your goals fosters a feeling of competence. In the end, you can't measure what you can't manage, and you can't improve what you can't manage well. You may accomplish that and more by knowing where you are going. The leaders of the goal-setting theory, Edward Locke and Gary Latham, stated that 5 goal-setting principles can help improve your chances of success. Number 1. Clarity. When it comes to knowing where you are going, clarity is crucial. Clear and explicit goal setting reduces the confusion and results from more general goal setting. Number 2. Challenge. Setting challenging goals forces you to think more broadly and broaden your mind. You can do more as a result. Your winning mindset develops with each success you have. Number 3. Commitment. Just like clarity, staying committed is crucial. It is less probable that you will succeed if you don't commit to your goal. Number 4. Feedback. You can learn through feedback what you are doing well and how you are doing. This allows you to modify your future goals and plans of action. And number 5, task complexity. It is essential to formulate objectives that are proportionate to the challenges involved in achieving those objectives. Without goals, we are left without a sense of direction and lose our ability to focus. Sure, you might be able to prevent disappointment, but that doesn't imply you'll automatically be happy. Without knowing where we'll go, we will waste our time, energy, and efforts in vain. Setting your goals gives you direction. Your goals give you something to shoot for. Next winning strategy, taking responsibility for your actions. We are all aware of how complicated life can be and how fast things can get out of hand, so we tend to place the blame for problems on other people or our environment because it's easier. One of the best things you can ever do is take action and accept responsibility for what is happening in your life. Taking responsibility for your actions means acknowledging the role you play in your own life. This includes the good and the bad. Instead of searching for someone or something else to blame, you need to acknowledge that you are in control of the situation. Also, maintain positive relationships with those around you as well as with yourself requires accountability. You may start to truly shape your future when you take responsibility for what is occurring in your life. You have to stop making excuses and start acting instead of talking. Next would be developing your core values. Developing a set of core values for yourself is a great way to ensure that your present and future self is on the same page and working towards the same goal. Values are frequently at the heart of a person's approach to life and interpersonal relationships. But how do you cultivate these values? Here are some pointers. Number 1. You must first determine the values that are significant to your business. These principles ought to be consistent with your life's mission and vision. Number 2. After creating a list of values, you must select the most crucial ones. These are the principles that will direct your life's best decisions. Number 3. Now that you've determined your basic principles, it's time to act on them. Ensure that these values and principles are consistent with your beliefs. Make your values known to everyone and urge them to uphold them. The next one is nothing new to us: beating procrastination. As defined by motivational expert and professor Pierre Steele, procrastination is the voluntary postponing of an unpleasant activity, often against one's better judgment. It occurs when we work on unimportant chores rather than pressing ones, or engage in enjoyable activities rather than ones that we should or would like to do. We have to accept the fact that procrastination is more concerned with one's emotions and not about getting things done. You can overcome procrastination by putting your mind to work. We have some tips for you to be able to do that. First, you must learn to organize. Sure, a well-organized desk increases productivity while saving time. It allows you to be fully aware of your surroundings and helps you to start working immediately. But being organized is not only limited to organizing your desks. To beat procrastination and put your mind to work, you have to also organize your tasks. When working on a challenging project, organizing is necessary. By doing this, you can avoid wasting time looking for key information or resources. Also, identifying which tasks are more challenging and tasks that are easier for you to accomplish. It makes sense to start with the most difficult and crucial activities because we require more energy and focus to execute more difficult things. We frequently overcommit ourselves and end up feeling stressed. Doing the most difficult tasks when you are fatigued is challenging and frequently results in people delaying them for another day. The second tip is to set realistic goals. Let us be real. You can't beat procrastination in just one day. Overcoming something requires work. It cannot be solved in one day. The same with your tasks. You need to provide a deadline for your goals that you can personally achieve. If you force yourself to work, try to finish your tasks and make up for a very unreasonable deadline. You may get burnt out. This will leave you with no energy left to work on other things. You may create a detailed timeline for your working hours and resting hours. Your detailed timeline also ensures that the quality of work you produce is not a product of procrastination. You must accept that procrastination can jeopardize your career and life goals. Hence, you must beat it. Up next is believing in yourself. According to one of the most celebrated literary figures, Paulo Coelho, you are what you believe yourself to be. Which is true. When we were kids, even through adulthood, people called us names, made assumptions about us, and projected their own lack of confidence onto us. When we don't hear encouraging words or compliments from others, it is important that we learn to be our own cheerleaders. A person who speaks well of themselves is confident in who they are, and no one else can change that. Believing in who you are, what you stand for, what you can reach, and having the desire and motivation to do so. Once you are confident in who you are, no matter what someone says about you, especially if it is bad, it won't bother you. Remember this: you can never fail who you are if you never give up on yourself. So believe in what you can do and what you can achieve. When you do, you are already halfway to winning life. How about you? Do you believe in yourself? Show us in the comments below. Next is walking the talk. One of the most common mistakes leaders commit is when they demand something from their team members but fail to follow through on their own commitments. This goes the same to how you talk about success and how you act when it comes to success. It's not enough to speak the talk. When it comes to success, you need to act and think successfully. You must act on your words in addition to speaking them. You cannot merely say them. You must put your beliefs into action if you want to earn the respect and trust of others, including yourself. When trying to walk the talk, you might want to consider these 3 questions. Number 1. How much time do you spend on improving yourself? When people hear your name, what comes to mind? Do people admire you and comment, "Wow, she is usually so professional and organized," or "Wow, he is truly a mess"? Being a leader means that you are constantly in the public eye. Building a great brand for yourself is even more crucial. 2. Are you being responsible for every action that you take, whether successful or unsuccessful? Good leaders acknowledge their mistakes and seek to find solutions that will stop them from happening again. People close to you will admire you for accepting responsibility. 3. What do your everyday habits say about you? Who we are is shaped by our habits. Sure, creating good habits isn't always simple, but habits impact our level of happiness or unhappiness depending on whether they are good or bad. Life can get in the way of developing habits when we have a lot on our plates. Make your habits a part of your schedule. You can use reminders to remind yourself. It could be through your phone or through a sticky note. You can also try transforming your surroundings into a supportive environment. Developing healthy routines is one of the most important aspects of personal development. If it gets overwhelming, you try to pursue this process slowly, one baby step at a time. Speaking of having a supportive environment, the next winning tip is finding your tribe. In 1624, English poet John Donne begins one of his poems with the phrase, "No man is an island entire of himself." If not all, but most of us know what this saying means. It implies that neither a man nor a woman is capable of completing something on their own, and that individualism is only possible to a certain extent. This explains why we yearn to create connections with other people. When you have other people in your life, life is more enjoyable. Any person can benefit greatly from having friends to hang out with and navigate life with, regardless of who they are, where they live, or what they do. You still need other people in your life, even if you like being by yourself. Those who genuinely care about you, people who you can trust, those who will support you when life delivers you a tough hand. You deserve to have friends who care about you and stand in your happy and sad times. Making new acquaintances and meeting new people might be challenging as we age. We don't get as many chances to meet new individuals as grown-ups. Finding your place in the world and your sense of belonging might take time and effort. If you ever want to form meaningful relationships with other people, you are going to have to let others know who you really are and not apologize for it. It's possible that becoming vulnerable for you means opening up about yourself, or by being honest about your feelings, or you can ask someone out on a buddy date by saying, "Hey, want to get a coffee soon?" It's not easy at first, but it's crucial for creating meaningful relationships in the long run. Next is learning from your mistakes. Everyone can make mistakes because we are all human. However, if we merely express our regret and carry on as before, we run the risk of making the same mistakes again without actually realizing the lessons. There is always something you did in the past that you could do differently in the future to get a better outcome. Each action starts with a choice. Sometimes we choose the wrong course of action, which might lead to mistakes. An emotional upsurge brought on by a mistake can lead to self-justification and, as we've seen, self-condemnation. Both of these reactions are unhealthy. However, we can prevent such negative reactions if we can alter the way we perceive our choices. Think for a moment and identify the most important thing you can change while making that bad decision. Then, you'll be able to turn a failure into a learning opportunity. By considering the result of a decision as something to learn from, you can transform your decisions into experiments. Another winning strategy is getting out of your comfort zone. Most of the time, it's how people think that holds them back, not what they don't know. The key to personal development is the willingness to take risks by venturing into unfamiliar territory. But we often hesitate to make the first move out of fear. In reality, comfort zones are more about fear than actual comfort. To leave your comfort zone and enter the fear zone requires guts. It is important to improve upon prior experiences without a clear route map. This might make you feel anxious. However, if you persist long enough, you will enter the learning zone, where you will pick up new abilities and learn to overcome obstacles effectively. A new comfort zone is developed after a learning phase, increasing one's capacity to achieve even greater heights. The transition from a comfort zone to a growth zone may not actually be linear. The voyage is frequently made more difficult by its various ups and downs. You may even need to return to your comfort zone from time to time before mustering the courage to leave again. Even so, accepting the process might make uncertainty easier to bear. And this is where our last winning tip comes in. Last tip for you to win is being resilient. We all experience setbacks and disappointments at some point in our lives. These frequently leave us exhausted, disappointed, sad, or angry. Legend has it that Thomas Edison created thousands of incandescent light bulb prototypes before he eventually got it right. With over 1,000 patents to his name, it's easy to imagine the prolific inventor making plenty of mistakes on a daily basis in his laboratory. Despite dealing with failure all of his professional life, Edison never allowed it to control him. All of these alleged thousands of failures merely taught him how not to come up with something new. The phonograph, the telegraph, and the motion picture were some of the most astounding inventions of the early 20th century because of his perseverance. Even while we all intuitively know that hardships like a breakup or divorce makes us stronger, we tend to concentrate mostly on the pain itself and overlook all the unintended benefits. The way we handle a setback can be completely transformed by reframing our thinking about it from one failure to one opportunity. And by embracing our failures as an opportunity for us to be resilient and go forward to a life that is better than before rather than simply returning to the old. Winning is the goal in life, so it's important to put more energy into doing things that help you win in life. No matter what stage of life you are in, these strategies and tips will be helpful to you. So, what are you waiting for? Take those steps to carry out these winning strategies that will benefit you the most. We hope you enjoyed our video for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to see more inspiring videos. See you next time!